Shahriar, no shame in losing the way that Bangladesh did. They did play their heart out.
No, like if you look at the point table, it will not show that Bangladesh, how good Bangladesh has played in this tournament. Bangladesh are in the 7th position, but Bangladesh has played much better than that. Bangladesh has put up a great fight. If the matches Bangladesh has lost, except the England match, Bangladesh will right there, just losing in some small areas. Looking at this match, yes, Bangladesh has played really well in this tournament. Bangladesh always has ride with Shakib Al Hasan. When Shakib played Bangladesh well, Shakib played well, the Bangladesh won. But you know, Shakib cannot do well or good in every match. There has to be some other guys who need to put their hand. In West Indies match, we have seen Liton Das played a handy knock. In South Africa match, we have seen other players putting up show. But in this match, we have seen players getting starts but couldn't convert. And probably that is the area Bangladesh has lost the match.
Okay, well, just interesting point, Dan, that Shahriar makes there about this will not show on the points table, the heart that Bangladesh showed there. Also, the fact which will not show on the points table was that the pitch was slowing down. It wasn't going to be easy batting in the second inning, yet they came also close to winning that game.
In the other bit, you can rely on Shakib every game because he had another great game today, runs and wickets. It was a tough wicket in the end, and I think India were fortunate enough that they'd played on that a couple of days before, and they could really understand the conditions and the style in which they needed to bowl, and they did that pretty well. I think Bangladesh put up a good fight, but India's bowling, as we've talked about the whole time, has just been too strong, and that was finished off by Bumrah, and he showed what a class bowler he is.
I just go back to now that decision at that time seemed innocuous, winning the toss and batting first. Now just shows you how big an advantage it was in this game.
It was always going to be when you play a day later on the same pitch, and we've already seen against England, it was a tough pitch when India finished that inning. So it was really good toss to win, but you still had to bat well, put enough runs. Still felt, I mean, the way India were or what position India were, they probably ended up a little bit less. But their bowling got the job done. I'm not still convinced that's the best 5 bowlers that India will want to play going forward. You still need a 6th option somewhere to look at. But at the moment they got the job done, and they've got Bumrah at the end. When things get a little bit difficult, just turns up and does the job for the captain. So look, India was always going to be strong if they played at their best, and they managed to do that today. I mean, Hardik Pandya chipping in with real crucial wickets in spite of going for a few runs was just as important.
How do you think they, according to you, solve that 6th bowler problem? Is Kedar the answer? Is Jadeja the answer? How do you get the balance?
I mean, again, it will have to depend on the conditions, but looking purely today, if Dinesh Karthik is going to bat at number 7, then you may as well have, play Ravindra Jadeja, because he's a good enough batsman, he's an exceptional fielder. And if these conditions persist, there is a little bit of help, can be more than a handy bowler. If Dinesh Karthik is not going to bat about number 7, I think that might be a real option to look at going forward. Otherwise, you try and get back Kuldeep. But I think 2 spinners are needed. I know there was a short boundary, but I think too much was made. Even today, Chahal, in spite of that short boundary, okay, he might have bowled from a different end, but there was a left-hander batting against him as well in Shakib. Still gave only 50 of his 10. So I think too much was done. India got the job done today, but going forward, I'm sure they'll need a bit more balance in their attack.
I'm just staying with India's bowling and that point that Ajit made. Of course, about India going in with 6 bowlers, but I'm just talking about that replacement between Kuldeep Yadav and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. In hindsight now, how do you see that play out? Bhuvneshwar didn't do bad. I mean, picked up a wicket, gave away just 51 runs in his 10 overs?
It's hard to work out, really. I think you sort of move on from this game now and say, well, Bhuvneshwar...
For a moment, just forget you're not part of the spinners club.
Bhuvneshwar did a good enough job. I mean, in a high run scoring game, I think he did a great job. So it'll be more a case of what they look to go to next. And I think the most important part is Hardik Pandya in a lot of ways, because he offers them the balance. So if he can slide up to that number 5 or number 6 batting spot, then the likes of a Jadeja become more and more prevalent. Having a batsman at 7 is not really necessary. So I think wherever Hardik Pandya goes, the fortunes of India will go as well.